I knew that what I was posting on Facebook and then on Twitter was going to get me banned. I knew that because it was too close to the truth. In fact, it was on the truth. So that was going to get me banned. Now, I could still be on Facebook and Twitter if I'd have compromised on what I was posting. But what's the point of posting way back from the cutting edge just because you fear that some bunch of prats in Silicon Valley are going to ban you from their platform? So I just kept posting what I knew to be right. And they ban you. Okay, so now we'll find other ways to do it. And it's amazing how, despite being banned from all these platforms, including YouTube, that the information still massively circulates. I'm doing it on the basis of what I know to be right. I'm not compromising. Well, better not say that. No, it's the truth, isn't it? Well, yeah, I think it's the truth. Yeah, say it then. As you compromise, well, I'll just compromise here so that won't happen. Oh dear, well, I better compromise a bit more so that won't happen. And in the end, it's a waste of time because you're no longer saying anything that's relevant. If we believe in freedom, then we believe in the freedom of people to make their own free choice on how they receive what we're putting out. So if people want to ignore it and abuse me for it, well, that's fair enough. You go ahead, because you're not having an effect on me. Because that's one of the great things that people seem to forget. It's not how we're abused that affects us, it's how we choose to be affected by it. So if someone says something to someone that's not very nice, or people can get hurt. Well, how can you say that about me? Well, people say stuff like that to me. I said, well, thanks for sharing that with me. Have a nice day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter unless I make it matter. And you learn this from experience over the years, to not get attached to how it's received. Obviously, it's nice when you're appreciated, but I don't need appreciation to do what I do. Whether I'm appreciated or whether I'm not, I'm still going to go boom, boom, boom in doing what I know to be right. I'm not going to be affected by whether people like me or whether they don't like me. I'm going to do what I know to be right. To be perceptually manipulated in a way that previous generations weren't. And you have this pressure to obey the echo chamber and not free think and have a different opinion. And I've seen polls and articles about young people at university who stay quiet if they have opinions that are not part of the woke orthodoxy, because they know what the consequences are going to be. So I do feel sorry for them, and a lot of perceptual manipulation is done by making it very unpleasant to have a different opinion. And so you start to parrot the orthodoxy. And another psychological aspect of this is that to try to maintain your own self-respect, you start convincing yourself in the end that the orthodoxy is true, so that you don't have to face yourself and see that what you've actually done is given up your self-respect to conform. So there's lots of these psychological games going on with the young. If people think it's bad now, then what's in play and in train for today's young people and children is utterly, utterly horrific. And the reason they're targeting the young psychologically so incessantly and to such an extreme is they are perceptually programming and preparing them to accept the world that's coming if we allow it to come. In terms of explaining to people and getting them to start to look at things from another angle, I think there's a couple of things. One is something that I call know the outcome, and you'll see the journey. Number one, people need to know what the agenda is, what the outcome is planned to be. And then what you start to do, know the outcome and you'll see the journey, is every day you'll see stepping stones to that outcome. And suddenly you realize, and it becomes crystal clear, it really does, once you know what the outcome is planned to be, and the relationship of these different parts of the outcome, then every day you see the stepping stones. I call it the totalitarian tiptoe. It's a sprint now towards that outcome. And in that awareness, the random disappears. What you thought was this is that, and that's that, and that's that, they connect. So it's setting out what the agenda is, and then people start to see the dots, the random dots form into a picture of daily progression towards that outcome. And you start being able to absolutely read the world in a way that you never thought possible. I mean, every day on davidicke.com, I'm putting news stories into context and connecting them to other news stories to show the progression towards this outcome of not just a global fascist dictatorship, but of the transformation of the human body and control of the human mind by artificial intelligence. Because young people watching this, you are manipulated to move along very soon to a point where artificial intelligence will be connected to your brain and body. If you don't know what the outcome is planned to be and why the outcome is happening, you might buy the sales pitch, which is connect your brain to AI and you will be superhuman. You will be like the gods. But the idea is not to make us superhuman, it's to make us subhuman, and to replace the human mind as we now know it with an AI mind, which will, by being connected to all humans, will become a hive mind of centrally dictated perception.